I say nothing? Are we on roll? Yes. You know that Cypress Hill song?
Mr. Green Thumb?
No, the one that's like, insane in the asshole, insane in the butt. What's up? You're listening to the We Cool Podcast. I'm your only host, Ryan Call. Good to be here. It's not even the We Cool Podcast. It's a Ryan Call Showtime experience with my co-hosts, Grant and Tommy. No last names for these little baby boys.
Last whereabouts unknown.
Unknown. Destination. Anthony Bourdain. We're going to Anthony Bourdain, baby.
I've been watching his show on Hulu.
No reservations.
Which is so weird because he'll go to like Haiti and it'll be like, yeah, I'm trying all these food and like a lot of people are dying in Haiti because of the earthquake and stuff, and then it'll just cut to the commercial, whatever, and then it'll come back to be like, no reservations, and then like a bunch of guitar playing, and he has like cool sunglasses on, and then he's like back in like
chili.
Yeah, it's like a weird cut to like between commercial breaks.
What about like no reservations, but every episode is just him being like, "What do you mean you're all booked?" You know, like trying to figure it out.
Every episode should just be him like kind of frantically like searching for a reservation.
Yeah, he's like,
he's stuck at the airport.
We checked 13 hotels and 14 Airbnbs, and they are all booked up, folks. What are we gonna do?
Dude, my girlfriend had
Sleeping
no
on the
idea
street.
who Anthony Bourdain is.
That's amazing.
Or was.
I think she's
I
the
know.
only
I was
girlfriend
like,
who isn't in love with him.
I was like, do you want to watch it? Like, because it's on Hulu now, and I'm like, it's a cool show, and I'm like, do you want to watch the Anthony Bourdain? And she's like, yeah, who is that? And I was like, oh, like, are you doing a joke? And she's like, no, I have no idea who that is. I'm like, wow, I can't believe that one got by you, and that's crazy.
Did she know what Flavortown is? Did you know he's the actual inventor of Flavortown?
She's obsessed with Flavortown. On the other, on the flip side of things, she
there are
has
two wolves.
Guy Fieri posters all over her bedroom.
There are two wolves inside all of us. One is Flavortown and one is Anthony Bourdain. No reservation.
Wait, should we introduce our guest?
No,
I feel like our
I
guest
don't think we
is
should this episode.
No.
We let him guess,
Wait,
baby.
Yeah,
We
do you
have
want
to
us
talk.
Introduce you?
No, you don't need to if you don't want to.
Did
Okay,
you guys
cool.
know
Yeah.
the phrase guest comes from the term guest comes from the word guess. So if you're listening, guess who, baby? It's John Kennedy. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Returning champ.
Oh shit.
Oh,
That's
nice.
the wrong
John
one.
is immediately breaking soundboard rules. Guys, we decided that we're gonna slow down on the soundboard. Ryan came in hot under the collar this morning.
Yeah, I was screamed at him. I said, "Grant, in my office now," and he was like, "What?" And then I went into the bathroom, and he was like, "In here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm taking a shit. We got to talk."
Mm-hmm. And then he's like, "Add this to the soundboard."
Yeah, add this. And then Grant was like, "Maybe we shouldn't do soundboard anymore."
Wait, hold the goddamn phone.
Hey, I'm holding one right now. Guess what?
Hold on.
I got time.
Hold the freaking goddamn phone. I got a goddamn
you wanna
question to ask.
Okay, you don't need to swear like that.
I got a mother freaking question to ask. Can I ask
There
it?
you go. Go off.
Can we add to the soundboard?
What do you mean add? We just said we're
Can we
not
make
gonna do
can we make our own sounds?
I mean, you can.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like Tommy. We'll tell a story, and then it's like Tommy just doesn't comprehend it at all because
No.
we literally were just
No.
like, we recorded my fart.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, can I hear the fart again?
No, we didn't actually do that, but we could.
We said we were gonna take a break on the soundboard, so I can't play it, unfortunately.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
Because
just
it
saying that's like
violates-
huge. That's huge for the future.
Human rights.
Well,
Yeah.
it violates the Geneva Soundboard Accords,
Yeah.
which actually they recently said that using a soundboard at all is a human rights violation.
You're recording a podcast.
Yeah, it's a human rights violation, especially when it's done by
By a gay man.
By four.
By four gay guys.
Welcome back to Four Gay Guys, the craziest sub sandwich place in the world. What do you want?
We only got one thing.
And it is a wonderful sandwich. You shouldn't assume things about people just based on their orientation.
But our guest this morning, this beautiful morning, it's good to see you, beautiful boys. It's John Kennedy. He's a great Fargo comic and known pedophile. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
I can apologize now that you brought up pedophiles, Tommy, for making light of the Woody Allen situation in the opening of last weekend's podcast. Watch the Woody Allen doc, and it's not good.
Heavy?
It's not good. I was thinking though, like, when is it gonna get to the point where like the crazy documentaries are actually like documentaries about people who aren't pedophiles? Because like everybody's a pedophile now.
Well, I'll say this. I'll say this.
Well, that's so weird. That just. I'm sorry to cut you off, Ryan, but it's just so weird, like where our morals are at. Because I watched the Woody Allen doc, and I was like, this guy's cool as hell. So it's just like, it's just crazy how two people can just watch something and then get something completely different.
I guess you're able to separate the art from the artist.
So now you guys know,
I guess I'm just that kind of guy.
if you want to get like a on Netflix, you just have to be a pedophile, and then they'll eventually make something about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you get
the
on
new
Netflix.
Netflix special.
Yeah.
I'll say this. There's two types of whipped cream. There's heavy and there's light, and that was some heavy whipped cream.
Yeah, it was.
That's what I wanted to say, and Tom cut me off. That I was curious about.
Sorry, I liked it better. I liked it that we held it for the last.
Yeah,
I'm
you
glad
gotta
you-
keep that tension.
I'm glad you circled back to
Thank
that.
you.
I
Also,
was,
I'll say
okay,
this.
Hold on. I was thinking it's stop saying I'll say this.
I'll
You
say
can
it.
just
You-
say
you can
stuff.
just
I'm
say
gonna
it,
say it.
man.
No, it's like raising your hand in conversation. It's polite.
Okay, shut up.
You
Shut
preface
up.
it. You go, no, I'm gonna say this.
I
wanted to say something.
You're proposing.
I think-
You're just like, babe, and I will say this. Will you marry me?
Well, I will ask this.
She's gonna answer.
I'm gonna
then you're
ask.
like,
I'm gonna
I'll say-
ask this question.
It's like you need to stop saying that. That's
It sounds like something you'd
problematic.
say as your back is like turned as you're leaving the door, and then you turn around and you're like, and I'll say this.
Yeah, one more and another thing.
Yeah.
As you're making a valiant exit. I think it's based on how many icons are coming out as pedophiles and who apparently were just openly sexual abusers and
All these icons and no icon.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
crazy that it's crazy that one of the Beatles wasn't a pedophile. I mean, when
That
you
we
think
know
about
of.
Yeah, I know. Ringo Starr is a
Listen
a
to the
pedophile
lyrics a
asshole.
little closer.
Well, the Beatles-
Yellow Submarine.
The Beatles would come together like a pedophile transformer, and
Come
Megazord.
together like a pedophile transformer. Come together. That's my favorite Beatles song.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess you do just have to listen to the lyrics, maybe.
It is crazy. I'll say this too. I don't like this. I don't like our mic stand situation here. We got Grant with the nicest little mic stand you've ever seen. Me with a practically a toothpick and a toothbrush holding up my mic stand, and then John's poor hand, his wrist is gonna go limp by the
Also
end
a
of this episode.
toothpick holding up the mic.
Oh, self-owned.
This sucks.
And then Tommy looks like one of those mics that like come down from the ceiling.
Yeah, Tommy's announcing a Mike Tyson fight in the 1990s.
In this corner.
Are you ready to podcast? Are you ready to do a shitty podcast?
On this side of the Zoom call, the skinniest and smallest, most frail man you've ever seen in your life, Tommy the
Grant
Noise.
Winkle.
Bum, 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 bum.
Dun, 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 dun. It's
That'd be funny.
Tommy,
That could be like a little sketch where you listen to a Beatles song and then like you're like, oh my god, if you play it backwards, there's subliminal messages, and it's just like, hello, I'm John Lennon and I'm a pedophile. I'm straight up a pedophile. It's
I'm a
me,
freaking
John Lennon.
pedophile. I
I'm a
was the whole
frickin',
time.
I fucking
I
love
don't
kids
know
or
how nobody
something.
knew about this.
Mark David Chapman was a hero.
Mark David Chapman was
God.
right.
Breaking Bad isn't that good.
It's just a
I'm
monster.
a
Wait, John
piece of
Lennon
shit
has
and a
seen
pedophile.
Breaking Bad?
He travels to the future and comes back in time just to tell everybody that Breaking Bad isn't that
Yeah.
good.
The
To have
iPhone
Yeah, the-
12 isn't worth it.
It's like Breaking Bad isn't that good, and then it's like we all live. Breaking Bad isn't that good.
What about
9/11
this?
was sort of cool. I'm an asshole.
It's not
I'm
that
bad
sad.
take John Lennon.
not that
I'm also
sad
a pedophile.
Now that time has passed, I mean, it wasn't even that many people. You think about it.
But here's the thing: you also give him an aggressive Australian accent. He's like, "All right, I'm John Lennon," you know, just like,
yeah,
"Hey, right,
Pearl Harbor was cool as hell.
yeah."
yeah.
Oh man,
What about if I got tits with my stimulus check? I just showed up, and I have an immaculate pair of $1,400 fake tits. They would look bad, but also
Yeah.
And you tell people you didn't get it with your stimulus check, that you saved up hard for it.
I'm upfront about it. But I'm just like, yeah, I just thought it would be a good way to invest in myself.
Invest in yourself.
In my
That's what
OnlyFans
everybody says.
account, not getting much traction on it, so
Yeah, people hate it.
figured I'd just buy my way to the top.
or a sketch where it's like three dudes, they're in a room, and they're all like,
love it. I'm already on board, dude.
We're halfway there.
They're all roommates, right? And one guy's like, "Yeah, this might be kind of weird, but like, have you noticed like Ryan got like really hot all of a sudden?" And the other dudes are like, "Oh my god, yeah, dude, I don't know why," And they're like just like amping up, and then finally like I walk in and I just have tits, and I'm like, "What's up, dudes?"
You're in like a tank top.
yeah, just so much
A
cleavage.
white tank top.
It's just me, nothing different about me except I just have tits.
Like, and they're like model level. They're super nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rocking tits and just you have a huge beard. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm getting on board with this idea.
it's pretty.
It would
I
make,
love
it
this
would make
idea, dude.
podcasting more fun with
Yeah.
you.
I know.
And it probably do good for our numbers as well.
Dude, well, I want to change my fucking Abby or whatever profile pic on Twitter to like just like a rockin' pair of tits or like a nice ass, just because I think I would get so many more retweets. Because I keep like seeing tweets on my timeline that are just like, life is only what you make it under like funny tweets, and it's just like, no, I think this girl just has a nice ass. I think that's why everyone was like retweeting this. You
Okay,
know?
well, hold on, Tommy. You had a tweet like that fucking go viral
Yeah,
this
you literally
week.
just
you
had a
such a
Yeah,
dumb
and
tweet.
it's not my fault. Okay, it's
It
the
is your
internet's
fault.
fault. I think
he
I
has kicking boobs.
It's because I got fucking nice tits, dude. You should get on my
His
level.
Tits could do the fucking blazing challenge, dude. I'll slather them.
So a guy who doesn't know how to compliment those tits could just snort cocaine, man.
Those tits could kill Castro. They could do what the CIA never could in 62 attempts. He's a historian.
those titties need a nicotine patch.
I'll tell you what.
Because I'm addicted.
Slap those babies in a jar because they
And they're
smell like
addicted.
sauerkraut.
Those tits need some vitamin D or maybe some vitamin P.
You know what I mean? I got a
Those
urine
titties
fetish.
need to be hit with a hammer. Damn, they suck.
Yeah, those tits need to
things
be.
out of this world.
Those
Those
nipples
tits
need to be ripped off.
Those tits need to be put in the laundry because they stink.
A girl at a bar is like, "What? What did you just say, Ryan Call?"
Because those tits smell like stinky laundry. Hey, can I
Hey,
buy you
baby.
a drink?
Are those tits my mom? Because I love them unconditionally. That's my pickup.
Oh, I had a pickup line. Girl, are you my taxes? Because I'm gonna have my dad do you for me.
Oh,
Do you for me?
hey
Sorry,
girl,
I-
are you my cactus? Because I touched you and it hurt. It
'Cause
hurt
I'm
me a
gonna-
lot.
I'm gonna put you in a windowsill and water you once a month or so.
Yeah.
How much do you water a cactus? I don't know.
Girl,
Hi, I'm Ryan Call.
girl, are you a stovetop that somebody left on? Because I know I shouldn't touch you. I might get in trouble, but I think I'm gonna.
Because my mom won't let me turn it on. Oh goddamn!
Hey, I've got some ideas that I wrote down upon waking up today that I think like couldn't be tweets or couldn't be like stage bits. Can I?
Wait, will you just say something? Will you just say this?
Yeah, can you
I'll say
say
it.
something first?
What about it's like a house warning party, and you're like, hey, thanks for coming. I'm so glad you could make it. Sure. Oh my God, look out behind you. It's a big house.
Oh wait, you're warning about the house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
House warning party.
It's like, oh my God, we're in a house.
Yeah.
Because it's a house.
Is it a
party
haunted
too,
house?
right?
No, it's just a house warning. Like, oh my God, look at that house.
Maybe it
right
would be a
behind you.
haunted house though.
What about an iceberg that warns other icebergs about lighthouses?
Okay,
That's
so
funny.
you were heavy on the warning this morning. You were big on the concept
Well,
of
and then you can
someone
see-
warning someone else.
With the next one,
I'm picturing, hold on, Ryan driving and running into like a center barrier, and there's like a warning light flashing, and
Yeah,
he's
or
typing
he's
these
like- or
as
it's
he's driving.
Or he's like, instead of a car horn, or
and
he's like, instead of a car horn, it's a car warn, and it warns you when
on.
you're
then there's
gonna
a broken
die.
windshield.
Hold on, don't jump on my bits. You're gonna see where this starts to go now because the iceberg that sunk the Titanic was the biggest hunk of lettuce in the whole world.
You should tweet that. I like that. Must have been the biggest hunk of lettuce.
What about sea sirens like in like myth where they were like these women?
I bet
that
it's
are, like, on an
underwater.
island, and they're singing like their songs were so beautiful that they would drive men insane and kill themselves.
Oh
That's
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I consider this podcast
It
to
is.
be. As a siren song.
So it's that, but it's just the sound of a fire truck engine. Like It's a siren, you know.
Can you?
Like,
What do you think it would sound like if you could do it?
You know, like it's like this old captain who's like, "It's the most beautiful sound you've ever heard. It's driven men crazy." And then they drive past and just.
What about a
beautiful.
fire
Yeah.
truck that sounds like the beginning of Sicko Mode?
What's sick? God
You don't know. God damn it.
No, dude, I'm 27. Come on. I'm gonna buy
Dude,
a house.
I know Sicko Mode.
Really?
Of course
I
you
know
do.
Sicko Mode, dude. I was with
Okay.
you.
I got a couple more. They say you gotta spend money to make money, but you know they also say a lot of hurtful things about Hispanic people. You need to be careful about who you're getting your financial advice from.
Wait, I'm sorry.
That one's way more heady than the rest of them.
Yeah,
Like, the
this
rest of
one-
them were straightforward siren bits. This one
Yeah,
has
this-
like a point of
Yeah,
view.
this
You gotta be careful.
the evolution of your brain took a weird twist. You know, we're
Yeah.
doing a lot of fun puns and a lot of noise humor, and then it got really racial, and I don't really understand why.
I think this is more just like a what's that a fable? You know, like where it teaches you something, you learn something.
That's
from
a fable.
This joke is a fable where the lesson is you really need to be careful about who you're taking financial advice from because they could be racist. And then I got one.
Is
more.
this something that pertains to your life right now?
Yeah, Credit Karma.
Did something happen?
And TurboTax. Guy who
I
thinks
gotta do my
trigger
taxes.
guy who thinks trigger warnings are spoilers. Like he's like, hey, trigger warning. There is some assault in this film, and he's like, come on! Why would I even watch it now? Now, I wanted to go in blind, man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's what
I'm
we
a
should
big
call
fan
this
of that.
podcast, man.
Is
Trigger warning.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Trigger warning with Andrew Schultz.
Guy who thinks every domestic abuse in a movie is real.
yeah.
Holy shit, they filmed this?
That Robert De Niro's a piece of shit.
He is. He in so many roles. He's like a sexual abuser. It's crazy when you add him up. Noodles. You guys ever see Once Upon a Time in America? The movie just
lived it.
The movie just opens with Robert De Niro in an opium den, just
Oh,
chiefing
yeah.
mad opium. It's awesome.
Did I tell you guys my grandpa did opium? We found an opium pen in his Navy booklet. That he
Cool.
had.
Yeah, dude, everyone was doing opium in like the 40s, dude. That was that was the wave.
It's still pretty cool though when you find out your grandpa does something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that was just like doing opium was just like, having a beer. I don't know this actually. I'm just saying things.
Yeah,
but
Tom's not a historian whatsoever.
But it felt like that based on the
Tommy's
movie
watched-
that Grant just mentioned.
Tommy's watched I love the 70s and I love the 80s and I love the 90s and thinks that he has a comprehensive knowledge about just all history now. It's like, listen,
that
Flavor
is true.
Flav, that dude was crazy. That
He's just
dude,
that
repeating
guy-
the jokes from that show.
yeah.
That guy changed
Zoinks.
hip hop as we know it.
he's just quoting Hal Sparks from I love the 90s. Vanilla Ice, not my thing. Not more like
But I can see how he is some people's thing.
more like vanilla watered down.
Mm-hmm.
More like not even vanilla.
More like vanilla, take a hike, Vanilla Ice. It's like, why'd you say vanilla before that? Why'd you say vanilla before that and then still say Vanilla Ice after?
Hey, what's the hiking angle? And there's ice.
He needs
on
to go fuck
walking
himself,
paths.
that's what.
Mm-hmm.
Back to you, Bob.
He's like, all right, well, that was Jerry with what we thought was going to be the weather. That's probably his last day.
Jerry is having a moment. He
Jerry's
seems
recently divorced.
They come back to Jerry's throwing a chair. At the oh, go
More
ahead, Tommy,
like-
you're raising your hand. Do you have something
How
you'd like
about-
to say?
Your fingers are so long.
Do you got to say something? They look fucked up.
They're coming through
How
the
about how about vanilla abolish ice? Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Tommy, can you palm a basketball?
I used to, and I don't
Okay,
know
it doesn't
if I
go
can
away.
anymore.
I can't palm a basketball, but I can give it a pretty nasty hand job. You know what I'm saying? I used to be able to palm it. Now I just stroke it.
Ooh, there we go.
Now I just
All right.
masturbate on top of it.
I've been kicked out of 17 playgrounds.
I am banned from every single YMCA
for coming on those orange basketballs.
Minneapolis has a record number of parks, and I am kicked out of every single one of them. Hello, I'm Ryan.
I used to be able to dunk. I used to be able to dunk a basketball in 10 feet,
Don't
man.
spread your lies and misinformation on this podcast.
It's the truest thing
Tommy.
about. It's the truest thing and coolest thing about me. There's a video of me doing it somewhere.
Maybe
somewhere
lost, baby boy.
Somewhere the CIA has a video of me dunking a basketball. It's just deep.
Hey, Rick,
it's
they're
deep.
programming
They've been trying to get rid of that
people
fucking
Follow
for
this
years.
kid.
Rick,
in Clockwork Orange style.
I like to imagine like two guys. They're like buy a bunch of filing cabinets. They're going through it, and one guy's like, "Yeah, we can throw this. Is this Tommy Bear? We can throw this.
Tommy
he's just
Bear
dunking a
dunk.
basketball, right?"
Well,
Like,
you know that
no,
scene.
we need to keep that.
You know that last scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark where it's like all those boxes in that endless like storage room?
Yeah.
At the very end, there's a little DVD, and it's a 15-second clip of me dunking a basketball. And they're trying to hide that from the public, I will
It's
say.
right. It's right next to my my first album, Great White Stallion. The only copy, the master copy.
Yeah, it's one huge, large crate that has those two video footages, and the public it's like that, and then like that is more important than aliens. You know what I mean? Because like
I don't
the public
typically
couldn't handle that.
I don't typically like big government, but I'm glad they're protecting us from that for sure.
Thank God,
That's
It's like Shawshank Redemption, except every scene out in the prison quad, it's Tommy playing basketball, dunking in the.
I
Yeah.
knew that he could dunk a
They're like-
basketball just based on his lanky frame.
He's in here for killing a man.
he's
But
in
boy,
here for
can he dunk that orange ball.
There should be a rapper named Lil. There should be a rapper
basketball.
named Lil Government.
dude, a MAGA rapper.
I'm Lil
Libertarian
Government.
rapper.
I'm libertarian rapper, Lil Government.
Stimmy.
Don't do my taxes. I never do taxes.
Income tax is illegal.
I'm Lil Gov.
Age of consent should be 16. Fucking libertarians, the worst. What are you guys gonna do with your stimmies? Any big plans? Well, we know what Ryan's gonna do, so we've been over that.
$1,400 parrot booby.
Come on.
Tommy, what are you gonna do?
If every American spends their stimulus money on a new pair of boobs, the economy will get very bad.
Look, the top 1% of the 99% of every tit is a nipple. This is indisputable facts.
Sometimes
is
it's up to the
indisputable
top 10%. Depending on the nipple and size of the areola, it can be up to 25 to 30%.
And sometimes
And
they
then you like lean away from the mic. They're like, any other questions?
no, I would like to
council
add-
meeting. If you get the areola and get it a little bigger, stimulus check well spent.
Bernie's
from like
doing
1982, the Burlington mayoral
He's had
run.
the same views since 1982.
Oh my God!
And sometimes
now
they-
this video.
Sometimes they have the skin that you can't really tell where the nipple starts and the breast begins. So I count that as 10% more nipple.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
We were
That's
asking you
awesome.
about your opinion on the war in Iraq.
Okay, war. So there's a war. Where did you say it's
Yeah.
going on?
I have never seen an Iraqi woman's titties, but I have to assume they are the same proportional nipples.
Dude, I love that idea. Like a tweet where it's like Bernie has been saying the same thing since the 60s, and he's like, "Here's the thing about nipples," you know. And it's like this is why we stand our
What about
king.
Bernie being an ass man in the 1960s? You know,
People
Like,
accuse
he-
him of
he
being a
was an
flip
ass
flopper.
man. He was way ahead of his time.
Back when everybody was about titties and bosoms, they would call them bosoms back then. That's how much they loved them. Ooh, look at those
Well, what
little
I'm gonna do with
bosoms.
my
How can you love
stimulus-
titties when no poop comes out of them?
The only thing that comes out of a nipple is liquid. Whereas with an ass, you have liquid and solid.
I think
Twice the
we can
things
all
that are
agree.
coming out.
I think we can
And that's
all
why gay
agree-
men should serve in the military.
I think we can all agree the best part about the ass is the poop that comes out of it. I think that's a very clear, attractive
Right.
factor about the ass.
Maybe
We aren't arguing this fact.
maybe I'm
We're
crazy.
not arguing with this. This is Democrats and Republicans both agree.
Maybe I'm crazy, but try to put something in a nipple. It can't be done.
And I'll tell you this, Anderson Cooper.
I've tried many
when
times.
85% of the American public agrees on this, I don't see why Congress can't.
I'll probably
comes out
spend
of the
my
butt.
I'll probably spend my stimmy on if Ryan doesn't have enough for his tits. I'll contribute.
You're gonna cover.
Because that's the thing. It's an investment where I'll get money in return. You know what I mean? I give
we're investing
Ryan
in ourselves.
We're investing in Ryan getting titties and somehow becoming a millionaire immediately.
You know, they say that your body's a temple. Well, this temple's got a pair of tits. It's a titty temple. Welcome to the titty temple.
Wait, they give stimulus checks to temples?
Yeah.
I wish you could just be like, yeah, dude, you want to invest in me? I'm going public. Like, I'm going public. Give me money. Give me
And by
money
that,
right
I
now.
mean,
I'm going
walking
public.
down the street with no shirt on. Free this nigga.
begging for money.
Going public is just becoming homeless.
People are
Give me
corporation.
$300 right now. I'm public, baby.
Come on, invest in me, man.
Going public is just your landlord kicking you out.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like
goddamn.
landlord's an outdated phrase, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally.
That's like some feudal medieval shit.
Yeah.
Lord of the
I'm
land.
trying to think what else you could call him.
Yeah, I live in a
try
closet, and it's like
scum
I am the lord of your land,
He's
and
ringing,
it's like
someone comes, they're
I live
ringing
in
a bell
tiniest
in front of him.
bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, ding dong, ding dong. All hail the Lord of the land. He's come here to take your money that you work for. Ding, ding, ding.
Wi-Fi is $80 this month.
He's like on a wagon, like the Wells Fargo wagon.
We just see a knight in a full suit of armor come in behind Tommy and chop his head off. You were late on the rent.
Dude, landlords should have knights. I would be a
Yeah.
knight. I would flip-flop and become a knight for a landlord.
Well,
if
that
was
would
a thing.
that would at least.
That's
like,
actually just the police.
that would-
That's literally just being a police
You're
officer.
so right.
I would be.
Goddamn.
Here's the thing. I would be pro landlord if they couldn't like change their outfit with the times. You know what I mean? Like if they had to still wear like
Robes.
penny loafers and a weird fucking hat.
And they have to
You know,
talk.
because if you're gonna keep the name landlord,
Yeah.
then don't also have like an iPhone. You know.
How about
Yeah.
this? I'd be cool with landlords if they were actual lords, my Lord and Savior. You know,
Jesus
like
Christ.
like deities. That'd
Yeah.
be
Yeah, it's
cool.
like, hey, who's that guy hanging up on the cross that's not Jesus? It's like, that's my landlord.
Oh, that's
Phil.
Greg.
That's Phil, my landlord, and you're praying to him.
Paying Keith the apartment guy, not as cool. Keith the God? That's kind of dope.
It's
It's
just a-
okay.
Take more of my money. I'll pay more.
It's a bald guy whose stomach is hanging over his penis.
He's in a wife beater. It's like Stabby. It's
like
basically
fair-
Stabby.
Like just a small set of wings on him. It's like, are you
You're
a fairy?
You're listening to The Breakfast Club. I'm Keith the God, your host.
You know, do you guys ever watch Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel?
No.
What about
As opposed to fake sports? I know.
yeah, what about Real Chili with Brian Gumbo? And he's like, "Hey, I'm Brian Gumbo. This is a big thing of chili from the South." What about that?
And it is real. Sticks his hand in it.
It hurts. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, why did I do this? Anyways, tune in next
The
week.
camera guys are puking like in Jackass.
Tune in next week. I'm interviewing a hamburger.
Yo, did you guys see Bam, the video that he live streamed where he's
No,
like,
he's not doing good, though.
No, yeah, Bam is gonna.
Wait,
Bam's
Bam
gonna die.
Margera?
Yeah, they're
What
coming
did
out
he
with a
do?
new Jackass, and they wouldn't let Bam be in it because he's like so addicted to pills. Or
You know,
something.
I used to think Bam was the
Goddamn.
kid from the Flintstones.
How are they like?
yeah.
How are they like? Yeah, we're gonna like jump off a tree, but we draw the line at pills. That's where we're like, no way.
It's because they're all old and lame now. Yeah,
That's a good
for sure.
point, John. Like they spend decades just like, you know, hey, what if an alligator bit my dick off, you know? and then of course you would get addicted to pills after
And then they're like,
literally
"Whoa,
hurting
Bam, you're
yourself
fucking
every day."
crazy, man."
And it's like, dude, you're still doing Vicodin. Grow up. And it's like, you know, it makes sense.
What about like, hey, I'm Steve-O, and this is To Catch a Predator. Take a seat.
Or he goes online and just starts messaging young girls. It's like
He's doing it on his own.
Like,
I
because
feel
that
like-
would be the Jackass angle, right? Is that he's gonna get busted?
What
on
if,
To
what
Catch
if
a
you're
Predator.
like, he's trying to get on To Catch a Predator?
What if he's trying to catch a predator and like he's like disguised as a 14-year-old boy, and then he's like texting, and then the predator is like, is this Steve-O?
Oh man, he totally got me, man.
Like just the texts are like, hey man.
Yeah.
Am I talking to Steve-O right now?
Well, yeah, you kept typing gagging, in
And
between,
you,
like,
you kept saying, "Do you want to come over and watch me staple my nuts to my leg?"
And then fuck me or whatever you else do with
pretty obvious
us.
giveaway.
I mean,
that it was
kids.
Steve-O.
Steve, no.
God, I miss.
I'm doing that.
Honestly, I miss just like being in my parents' basement watching Jackass. Those great like times in my life, right
Yeah,
there.
and those years are gone forever.
I
Grant.
know, man. Man, I'm starting to
Yeah,
sound
rule.
like you.
Just going on YouTube and watching Jackass clips. Like you're like 12 years old and you're like, oh, I know it said we shouldn't try it at home, but should we? You know,
What is the
should
new
we try
movie?
it at home?
What is the new movie even gonna be? Just them being old and like it's not gonna be as cool. They can't.
What if
up
it's like
the
there's-
ante.
What if like
It's just
there's
gonna be
no
like-
you
stunts?
clearly don't know the Jackass boys, baby.
There's
They're
no
gonna
stunts
put a
and it's
loaded
just
gun
like-
in their mouth.
Hey,
It's
I'm
just
Johnny
like them
Knoxville.
going
This
like-
is stealing something from China.
It's just like, hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is me picking up my kids for my ex-wife. Bow, now, now, no, 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 no. It's just like really sad.
I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is
coming to life
catheter
things.
play.
It is
Yeah.
fun. I do like to imagine him having to pick up his kids, and then just like he like rings the doorbell and just runs. You know, ding dong. It's escalated down to ding dong
Yeah.
ditch. I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is ding dong ditch.
I like stealing something from China.
It's
like
lame.
You're trying they're trying to like sneak something through customs or something. It's like I don't know.
It would be Wee Man, and he's in the big guy's ass. That's probably what-
Preston.
Yeah, and he's in a giant condom. Like they pull him out, and he runs out. You know,
That's
it's like at an Indonesian airport.
yeah.
That's probably a scene in the movie.
Yeah.
I like the idea of them doing like
I'm
much
calling it
lamer
now.
pranks.
What?
What?
I like the idea of them doing much lamer pranks.
Yeah, it is funny.
In the new they're a little old, you know.
I'm Johnny
I'm Johnny
Knoxville, and I'm
Knoxville.
gonna order a sandwich and not pick it up.
And not tip the driver.
Hey, I'm Steve-O, and this is buying 5 PS5s on eBay so that other people can't get them.
Jacking up the price, reselling them.
Hi, I'm Steve-O, and this is buying condoms at Walgreens.
Hi, I'm Steve-O, and this is investing in Dogecoin.
Hey, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is doing House of Comedy at Mall of America.
Oh my God.
That's Steve-O, actually.
Oh, Steve-O, sorry.
How is House of Comedy?
It's a good club. I mean,
Like, is it? Have the shows been fun? Because I know.
I haven't
Maybe
been
Grant's
there.
been-
I don't know.
I haven't been there
Oh.
since June.
Mike asked me to do a weekend like this week, and I was like, I'm gonna wait until.
Yeah, dude, Steve-O's headlining this week.
I would for sure.
No, but
love
the
to
Dice
open for-
Man.
Yeah, Dice Man was
Man's
here.
headlining. Her.
Hey, oh,
I'm Andrew Dice Clay. Welcome to Jackass.
hey, it's Steve-O. Hey.
Hey,
Hi, I'm Andrew Dice Clay, and this is called Calling Women Bitch in the Street. What's up, bitch?
Now we're actually just doing Dice Man material.
this is his opener and his closer.
I'd be
He just
curious
calls
to
a woman
see.
in the audience a bitch.
I would be curious to see what Dice's material is at this point.
Probably not great.
Yeah.
No, but it'd probably be really fun. Like that'd be a show I'd get like super drunk at
Yeah,
and
you
just
have
like
to.
let's see how if the Dice Man can rip it up, you know.
You have to get really drunk.
Heckle the Dice Man.
Ooh, bad call, buddy.
Bad call
Hey.
heckling the Dice Man.
You do not want to heckle
Hey,
the Dice Man.
Stinky! You suck!
Where's your diaper, Dice Man?
hey, Dice baby!
Boo-hoo-hoo.
You!
That's probably like the heckles back from. Hey, you stink, Dice.
Hey, you got a poo-poo for brain! Stinky Dice Man! Singing a song. the whole
You're like getting in like an arm bar getting put out.
Dude, that's the danger of like doing a show in London or like England, because if one guy starts heckling you and makes a song out of it, the whole crowd just starts
It's like a
singing.
sea
You know,
shanty.
like,
yeah.
they're like,
all of a sudden they all
"You
have pints.
are a stinky poo-poo man."
To like the British national anthem.
God save the queen, you stinky poo-poo head.
Dude, I've been speaking of those creeps, or should I say crepes? Probably not. That's not their thing. But I've been watching The Crown on Netflix. It's so crazy, like, because they're just living like this made up life. Like there used to be kings and queens, you know, and they had power, and now it's just like a made up thing where it's just like the queen thinks that we need a different kind of table for the inauguration. We need to get a bigger table.
And then all of England is like, oh!
Yeah. It's truly
A different table. What? A different table. What's next? A different desk. This queen's out of control.
That's literally the show. It's just like she wants her sister to marry a man. It's like, yeah, why? What?
Just puts his head through drywall.
Dude, apparently one of the kings of England had to like abdicate the throne, which means like leave, you know. And it was because he just wanted to marry a woman who was divorced from someone. And like, because I guess they're the head of the church, or they were. I don't know if they still are. But so if he would have married her, like her husband would have had to be dead for them to be able to marry, and they wouldn't let him marry her. And then finally, he was just like, "I'm done being king."
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
But also,
I mean, that must be a hell of a lady.
Yeah, but also you're not really giving anything up. All you're giving up is just like made up power. You know.
Yeah, but just because it's made up doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You know, you're the king.
Yeah, I mean, you still you can still be.
You
an
get to
asshole
change the
people.
tables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That falls under your purview. I wouldn't give that power up.
Tea
for
time is at 11 a.m. And everyone's like, what? It was at 10 a.m. I thought.
It was at 10:45 for 6 pence and a year.
I'm gonna.
for 600 centuries.
What's next? You gonna change dinner time? What is going on?
She wants to call dinner supper now.
This is the perfect.
The Queen
transition.
changed the Netflix password. I'm so hot.
It's the Duke
Who
of like,
did this?
Edinburgh. The Duke of Edinburgh is like, I would like to petition you to not change the Netflix password that is shared on the royal family.
I want to watch the Patrice documentary on HBO. Who changed the password?
They all have one account, and
To His High Majesty, the Duke of Stinky...
Gloucestershire.
The Duke of Flavortown requests that we watch only the Cooking Network on Tuesdays.
Oh, like a whole sea of people, like Coachella, just like.
Yeah.
So this we have in the news. There's this apology. Do you guys did you guys see any of this shit about Piers Morgan storming off the set of his news show because people were making fun of the Queen? Not making fun of, but
Well, didn't he like go on or he thought he went on a date with Meghan Markle or whatever?
I don't know what the background of
What's
his,
her name? It's not Meghan Markle. I
Yeah,
think
it
that's
is.
the
It is.
German-
It's Meghan Markle.
Isn't the German Prime Minister Meghan Markle?
No, that's Angela Merkel.
It's too much. Too much.
Too much.
Too much.
Just
how about a normal name? Anthony Smith.
okay.
Anthony Bourdain.
So do you guys
Tony
like know
Soprano. Okay. Everyone
Tony
should be
Hawk.
named
Let's just leave
Tony
it at
Hawk
that.
or Tony
SpongeBob.
Soprano.
Squidward, okay?
How about a
His
normal?
Royal Majesty Squidward has something to say.
How about a normal name? How about a normal name? How about a normal name? You're either named Garfield or Otis. Okay.
Or Squidward
That's what it is.
tentacles.
Okay, wait, real quick before we get into this, the Garfield thing, you know what that made me think of? How come you never see just wholesome, boring graffiti? You know, like somebody graffiti's like, Mondays, am I right?
Mhm.
It's always like a guy with like tits and a giant dick, or like a frog going down on a woman, you know?
What? This is your
what?
thought of
I feel-
graffiti?
Have you only
I feel like-
seen one thing? Just one wall?
Yeah, it's always this.
And it's a mural
Guys,
in
like, how
his
come
room.
everyone paints frogs fucking on walls?
I'm like a guy who's only ever met one black person and then has stereotypes.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, black people always talk shit about Phil. You know what I'm saying? How come they're
You ever
always
notice
talking-
how all black people are named Mark? It's so weird.
You ever notice how all black people love Bionicles, even though they're
Wait, why did-
32?
Two questions. One, how did Garfield remind you of that?
Because he hates Mondays. And he's wholesome.
That's such a leap. Holy shit.
It's not a leap.
Yeah, it is. What?
Dude, your brain is so powerful. Like,
Yeah, it's like it's an Intel processor.
You're like, speaking of Garfield, graffiti.
Yeah, when you said that, it felt like the Rubik's Cube in my head was just getting like all mixed up. I was like, Garfield. All right, this is
I
a
was like,
stretch.
all right,
I
you'll
don't.
come back to it. No, graffiti's always like, it says like South
Authoritative.
Side or like some vague like word. You know what I mean? It's probably just, it's
a
usually like
tag,
the artist's
dude.
like tag
Well,
name.
it's
You know,
sometimes
like
it's vulgar,
Illmatic.
too. And if it's gonna be vulgar, then call it what it is, graffiti.
Not a lot of graffiti artists named Garfield.
Hey, this graffiti stinks. It's graffiti. It's
This
not
That's
even.
good,
graffiti is like
Ryan.
Mondays.
Yeah, am I right?
Yeah.
Hey, what about graffiti that's like,
We got to get back to Piers Morgan, man. We really got to circle back. Which, really
mean,
dumb name, by
we
the
do-
way, but
Dude, I hate Piers Morgan. Do you guys anybody have
I've
any?
never met him.
I don't really know like what he does. I saw like
I don't really know
was he
him.
on
I
America's
don't
Got
really know. I
Talent
don't really know
or
him personally.
something?
I don't really know him personally.
Never
but
met the
I
guy.
heard. So I can't really speak. Ill
Isn't he the
about
guy
him.
that
'Cause I-
swallows swords at the Minnesota State Fair?
I think I met him at the Renaissance Festival.
Yeah, that guy threw a turkey leg at my son.
Isn't he the conductor that Tom Hanks plays? And it's like, are you thinking of the guy who thinks every movie is the Polar Express? Isn't that
Oh,
that
that was-
movie where those 3 kids go to the North Pole?
Oh, that is not what Gone Girl is.
Have you seen The Departed? Isn't that where they go meet Santa Claus on that train?
So, Piers Morgan basically said he didn't believe, says he voiced disbelief of Meghan Markle's claims in the Oprah interview around her feelings of suicidal thoughts, which, cool, Piers. I don't think you're suicidal. Prove it. Prove that
I
you're
mean, I
suicidal.
just don't think you won't kill yourself. I just don't think so.
And then he
Sorry.
got off.
How do we know she's not just saying it though?
I'm going to quit my job.
If she wants to kill, how is she alive? Explain that. How is she alive right now? Explain that. Explain that logic to me. It don't make sense.
Anybody?
Hello? Is
not
anybody
saying
there?
this in
He
front
gets
of
hung up on the phone.
He's saying this in a studio where there's no audience.
Yeah. COVID. Like, it's just, like, who are you talking to, Piers? The camera guy?
Also, I was talking to Colin Ryan about the whole just this whole fiasco
with the Queen.
Yeah, and he brought up a good point where he was like, "There's good entertainment and there's bad entertainment, and this is like bad entertainment, where it's like, yeah, it's like gossip, and it's interesting. I mean, everybody, I think, is at least a little curious, like, what, the Queen is racist? That 90-year-old woman is racist?
Why are we talking about it? Being American, our whole thing is like we don't know what's going on in other countries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Like-
I don't know. Can you give me like a 10-second rundown of what is going? I don't know.
Meghan Markle is like,
I don't
she's
even
not
know,
totally
yeah.
white, and there were like apparently like she felt like she was
totally
discriminated
white.
against. She's
I
not
believe
totally
it's,
white.
it's mixed race.
And she's like,
She's a POC in other terms, not totally white.
she's one of those not totally white.
Yeah, no, I don't know what
sounds
race
so
she
bad.
is.
Well, I don't know.
But
Yeah.
not
I know what
but
race
not
she's
totally
not.
white.
It's just like a survey: black, Hispanic, Latino, white.
Black, white,
not
and
totally
not totally white. Yeah.
Well, she hits just what's the Asian? What is it? Asian non-Hispanic. She hits Asian non-Hispanic.
Okay,
It's
so
like I'm
she-
Asian, but I'm not Mexican.
okay, so she's not totally white, and then
She's not all the way white, which is like a problem to some people, I guess. In the
So you're explaining racism right now.
yeah, well, some people
some people judge people based on their skin color.
So you
some
could have just
people get-
said,
angry and they don't like it when people aren't the same as them.
"Oh, okay, I've never heard
I
of that
think I get
concept
it."
before,
Yeah.
but it sounds
you
really
shouldn't
crazy."
do it, but
Yeah.
So that's basically the royal family kerfuffle.
And then she felt like she wasn't welcomed, and then someone like made a comment about like the possible skin color of like their baby, apparently. So yeah, it's like it's just become this big thing. And then there was like a 2-hour interview that they did with Oprah, and
It's like a big deal because she's royalty now, right? She's a
she's
princess.
the Duchess of some shit.
So it's like
that's
apparently
her, that's her
John's.
title.
it's
The
a big,
Duchess of some shit.
it's a big deal for them to be like coming out and talking about the royal family.
I'm
because they're
gonna
very
go.
proud.
I'm gonna go on a limb here. Here's a little take, okay?
Okay, go out on a
I
limb.
think. All right.
Put a limb out, Tommy.
Hey, limbs out there, okay? Tell me if
Put that
you
limb
can,
out.
if you want to reach it and touch it. But the limb is extended,
Pick a
okay?
little
And
apple off
ready
that.
to-
I think because Biden is now elected, they're letting this fucking British story now enter in the American news, and that's dumb and stupid. There's too much going on. There's too much damn stuff going on for me to even care about what's going on in the royal family. And this is the CIA. This is a CIA thing. They're letting us into the mainstream news, and I think it's fucking stupid because everyone's like, "Hey, Biden's elected. Who cares? You know, nothing to worry about anymore." So
It's just
why don't
something
we
to
worry
talk
about
about at
British royal politics?
The real
All right, what,
story
what,
here.
what do you think about that?
The real
I
story.
agree, Tommy.
The real story here
Thank you.
is what are they trying to distract us from? Welcome back to real chili with Brian Gumbo. I'm talking about what are they trying to hide from us?
We're talking about the royal family today, folks.
That was a good one, dude. That was a good impression.
Thank you. The CIA, the royal family is a psyop. CIA.
It's
Does this
it's
episode
a
have nothing to do with
dude. It's a
chili? How
psyop.
come every episode had something to do with chili except for this one?
What about himbo?
Because why do I know
wars?
about what's going on in the royal family? I hate it. I don't
Yeah,
care.
no, I
Hey,
agree.
Tommy, did you hear
I
that?
don't give a shit.
Tommy? What about himbo wars?
Ooh.
Okay.
I knew
Well,
Tommy.
anyways, what the reason we're talking about this, the reason we're talking about this is because Piers Morgan is just out like demanding apologies from everybody for like basically him having outbursts all week. Like people are calling him on his shit, and he's like,
Good thing to do as a grown man.
Go apologize, like, and he apparently he's just like he's got some Trumpish Twitter tendencies. He'll like clap back and like go to war with people on Twitter.
He sounds like a no good ninny knacker.
Yes.
You just called him a no good ninny knocker. Yeah.
He called him a no good ninny knacker. The worst thing you could call a man.
It's the worst thing you can call a man.
Release this episode and actually get like canceled because you said that.
A
We
no
don't-
good ninny knacker. He's all right. Cunt for saying that. They say cunt. Fine, you know. They're like, anyways, my cunt Jeffy.
I like getting into an argument like with your girlfriend and you're just like, you cunt. It's okay. They say it in England. I
Yeah, you
studied
say it in a
abroad.
British
That with a British
accent.
accent.
You're just like, I didn't even, I took the trash out, blah, blah, blah. You're just a cunt. And here's the other thing about that is yeah.
You sound like a box troll.
Lord Portly, you're a cunt.
Lord, I am Lord Cunt.
I'm here for your fuck. I can't. I'm here for your rent, cunt.
That's basically like the Hound from Game of
Wait,
Thrones.
so are we demanding an apology?
He's demanding an apology.
We're
and I say
rejecting-
we
we're
don't
rejecting his apology.
I wholeheartedly reject Piers Morgan.
I
Fuck that guy.
object to this apology. Objection,
I
Your Honor.
Sustained.
subject his.
Objection.
subject his
Piers
apology.
sucks balls.
Objection, Your Honor. I don't want to do that.
Wait, I was thinking about this. I was
Bailing
thinking
on the
about
bed.
this. Maybe this could be like a tweet or something like that, but it's just like, be like, Your Honor, may I approach the bench? And it's like, you may. You know, it's like, you know, and he just goes up to the judge and gives him a kiss. He's like, and then he just like walks back. You know, I think that's something.
There's a trick.
I'm sorry.
there's a trick
I'm
by,
sorry I
like,
even said that.
The judge is like, not guilty. Just banging the gavel.
There's a
Yeah.
tweet that's it's like, but Your Honor, my client doesn't like prison.
Sustained.
Victor Weintraut is his name. That's Victor Weintraut.
Oh,
That sounds
man.
like a
Another
Peter
episode
Trout.
where we do a lot of British accents. I
And-
love it. We're getting back to our roots.
Where we just repeat other people's tweets and laugh at
Yeah.
them.
I go, ha ha.
Ha-ha.
Is
we
there
have-
any listener apologies? I got to kind of get going to work.
Yeah, I pulled one up. Okay. So if you want to submit or demand your own apology, go to grantwinklescomedy.com/WeCoolPodcast to submit or demand your own anonymous apology. That is the only way to
If
do
that
it.
sounds good to you, you can do it that way. But you could also create me a website. You could create RyanCallComedy.com/GrantWinklesComedy.com/WeCoolPodcast, and you could submit an anonymous, truly anonymous, even more so than Grant's.
Sorry, I forgot that I.
Did you swallow a fire truck?
No, I forgot that I.
Sorry, there's a lot of cum in my mouth.
Sorry, I need to apologize. I forgot that I ate a whole jar of honey before I got it.
Just honey all up in your beard, all over your face,
dripping.
You're wearing like a red shirt and no pants.
Sorry, I forgot today was Sunday. This is what I do on Sundays. I dress up like Winnie the Pooh and eat a whole jar of honey.
Imagine walking into a party with just like a white T-shirt that's above your belly button and no pants, and you're just like a jar of honey that you have a hand in.
Your hand stuck in
and
it.
you're like, sorry, I'm late to the party, guys. What did I miss?
Excuse me, bouncer. Are there any hookers at this party?
Looks like I'm doing what I do every Sunday.
Guess
Just
I'll go
covered
home
in
and
honey.
masturbate in this honey jar.
Well, somebody's got to go fuck this honey jar, so I'll see you guys later.
Might as
I
well
better
call
get
it
out
out.
of here. You know, I was telling my cousin who doesn't like me that much, who needs a pocket pussy when you got a whole jar of honey?
Hi,
If
my
I saw
name's Ryan
someone-
Call. Can I buy you
If
a
I saw
drink?
someone on the train with a jar of honey, just handful, like shoving honey in their mouth, I would be like more scared than if someone was like, like jerking off on
or
the train.
wielding
you know
a
what I mean?
gun.
Is it
Yeah, I'd be
illegal
like,
to
"Oh my,
dress up
this
like
is-"
Winnie the Pooh and go to a nightclub? Hi, I'm Ryan Call, and you're watching Toddlers in Tiaras.
Folks, how come you can get kicked out of a Target for showing up in a red shirt and no pants or a jar of honey?
Ryan podcasting alone in his apartment with a microphone that's just not plugged into anything.
And the whole podcast is he just plays episodes of Conspiracy Theory with Jesse Ventura.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
You just do the intro every time.
Good plug. Hey, speaking of plugs,
Wait, do you think he was plugging conspiracy
Yeah,
theory with
yeah,
Jesse?
yeah,
You think that's what
my
that
take-
was?
That's my take off that. We're here at wonderful Sisyphus Brewing, which is our new. This show is brought to you by Sisyphus Brewing. I was recently informed that they do not want you to drink and drive. And I should not have said that as many times as I did on our last episode. I was misinformed. I thought they did want you to drink and drive. Turns out they said, do not say that we want people to drink and drive.
When you were saying that in the last episode, I was editing the video, and you were like, the look on your face as you were saying it was like a dog that you catch like pissing on the carpet. But then you said it like 2 more times, and it was like the same look.
like the dog
It's
just
like, why do you do this to
It was
yourself?
funny. It was funny, but I wasn't sure if I should
And
say
then you'll be like, maybe we should edit that out.
anyways, we didn't. And they don't want you to drink
Ryan's
and
so
drive.
Ryan's so
don't-
weird about the rules he thinks he can and can't break. You know what I mean?
What Sisyphus is saying is don't drink and drive unless you drove there.
Yes.
Well, unless it's your car.
Then how else
then
are you gonna
that's-
get home?
If it's different
know?
because that's your
Yeah.
car.
I mean, isn't that kind of the rule of thumb for all drinking and
I think,
driving?
I think it's just don't drive someone else's car if you're drunk because that's dangerous.
And it's also car theft. Hello.
Yeah.
You know.
Have
it's
you ever
not-
played Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah. Don't want to do that in real life, buddy.
I will say this though. You know what you can do?
You ever
Get
play
as drunk
Grand
as you
Theft
want.
Auto? You sound like a 5th grader at the lunch table.
You guys
Like,
ever
you guys
play
ever
Grand
play
Theft
Grand
Auto,
Theft
dude?
Auto? Nah, you never played Grand Theft Auto, you piece of shit.
Dude, it's
You don't
fucking
even own a PS2, Jimmy.
Oh man, you just made me long for my PS2. Oh god,
Hey,
such a
you
good
just made
gaming
me.
system.
You just made me long for,
Yeah.
for some sex. You
For
know what
video
I'm saying?
games.
I'm horny, baby. I love virtual
Dude, we
sex.
gotta get
Tomb
this
Raider.
listener apology,
Okay.
man. I gotta
But-
fucking work.
We're brought. Tommy, calm down, okay? I gotta go to Burke. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go see Burke Ramsey about something. He killed his sister.
What is that? What do you mean, dude?
I gotta go see Burke Ramsey. Killed his sister.
I don't know who that is.
John Bonet. Yes, you do, Tommy. We've been over this. You look kind of like her. You
Remember-
might be John Bonet.
Remember the pre-show meeting? We talked about this for 35 minutes. We
When-
talked about Burke Ramsey.
When we were scripting this episode, this was the moment where you come out as John Bonet.
Remember when we got in the huge fight over the script of this episode?
You said, I don't understand this. I was like, yes, you do. Remember we talked about it 2 weeks ago. Anyway,
You were in the bathtub.
I was in your home.
Dude,
you
shut up. I
kept
have to
telling me
know.
to leave. I was
Remember?
like, I'm already here. I took a flight to New York. You need to let me stay here now.
Okay, we
You're wearing a
record
suit
at
of armor.
they record at Sisyphus Brewery now, so that's the shout out. That's the plug. That's what Ryan
And
was
we're
trying
also
to get
brought
at.
to you by adamandeve.com, not adamandsteve.com. Do not go to adamandsteve.com.
Because that is not how it got intended.
That's our rival podcast.
All right.
I typed it in, and I can't unsee the things I saw. Gay sex. I saw gay sex.
And I actually liked it a lot. I think.
And I liked it a lot. I think I'm gay now, guys. Okay.
Did you
Freaking
know
out.
gay sex is just two guys having sex?
That's like not even that fucked up. It's like actually pretty hot.
I would like to demand an apology.
guy who's finding out he's gay. It's like actually pretty sweet, dude. I don't know if you've seen it, but I gotta.
Dude, everybody
I fuck with that shit.
everybody said it was gay, but like I think it's
Yeah,
it's
it's
pretty
awesome.
chill.
I was
mean,
always
it feels
wondering why it
great,
was soft in the woman. But as soon as it touches dude ass, it gets solid.
Dude, I hooked up with Randy the other night. I've never been harder than that. I
Well,
think
here's the thing. It was straight. No, it was straight sex. But I replaced the woman with a guy, and it was
Yeah.
cool stuff in my
Well,
opinion.
it's just like straight sex, but it's just two dudes.
All right.
Yes, two
shut up.
dudes.
I would like to demand an apology from the man who tried to call the cops on me for delivering groceries. I drove into his neighborhood to deliver to his neighbor, and when I came back from dropping things at their door, there was a man videotaping the inside of my car and the license plate, muttering, "I fucking got him. He's going down." I was like, "Hey man."
This is the last time somebody drops off produce in my fucking neighborhood.
Yep, that is someone's car.
I was like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And he replied, "I fucking got you, you asshole. You're going down." I replied, "Hey man, listen. I'm just trying to make the $13.50 I get for this delivery, so can you get away from me in my car so I can leave?" He continued to scream, "You're done. You're done. Never return to this neighborhood ever again."
Okay, time out. This was me screaming at someone.
I was
Very
just gonna
confused.
say.
You're out of here, buddy. You're canceled.
He's an
I got you now.
He's a baseball umpire.
You're out.
This is what happens when you move to Chaska, is you just start fucking a neighborhood watch
I
on your
got
own.
you now, you son of a bitch. You think you can come in here with a Honda Civic?
Ryan's in a robe getting the paper in the morning like Tony Soprano.
A robe that only goes above his belly button.
Well, and it's soaked and covered in honey.
He's throwing jars of honey at this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you give me some honey?
I'm eating
I
a
ran out.
eating a jar of honey, screaming at this person that they're done.
You didn't bring me honey!
You're done, you son of a bitch! Wiping it all over my face. Get out of here, loser!
then you're like, you see a jar of honey in the grocery bag. You're like, oh, is that?
Wait, I'm so
Is that
sorry.
for me? Is that my groceries? Thank you.
It
Thank
is.
you so much.
Have you gotten hit with a bunch of marbles? Just throwing marbles.
Yeah, they sting, don't they, you piece of shit?
Okay, check this out. As I was about to drive away, I said his neighborhood
Play softball.
As I was about to drive away, I said his neighborhood smells like poo and he looks like the Michelin Man. So got a nice little zing in there.
And then I hit him
Telling
with my
someone they
car.
smell like poo.
Yeah, and then I killed him.
Ran over his legs. I don't know what happened to him.
Anyways, he owes me an apology.
Telling someone they smell like poo is great. I'm a
is.
big fan of that.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. I hope he gets ingrown toenails and then steps on maybe a nail or two. But
Ooh.
after that, I
That's an
hope he
escalation.
finds peace and solace in his poopy neighborhood.
I'll say this: telling someone they smell like poo is like the vocal equivalent of instead of flipping someone off, just giving them a nice thumbs down.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
because
good.
you're saying, hey, don't like you, but I'm not super strong about it.
You smell
Dude,
bad.
That's so funny because as I was driving here, I was in the wrong lane, like the pass lane, and I was going pretty slow. And I was like, "Oh, this car wants to pass," and I passed. And then as they're passing, a guy's looking out his back window, going,
Really? That's hilarious. That's the
Yeah.
funniest thing you could do.
and
That
I was
is
like,
funny.
I used
"Damn."
to. I
You
used
just
to give,
got owned.
I felt like he was disappointed in
For
me.
the listener,
Was Tommy frozen?
Yeah, his power went off again. All right, we lost Tommy.
I was gonna say
Tommy,
he's just staring.
forever in our hearts, never in my mind. I don't think about you that much.
I guess he had
Never
to
on the
work.
last-
This is what he was saying. We'll just keep going here. Except shit, we were about to get to the end of this apology. Speaking of hurtful toes, I went to the same elementary school as Tommy and vividly remember that librarian having super gnarly toenails, but only ever wearing sandals,
Well,
shaking
my
my
power
head.
went off.
All right, well,
so-
this would be more interesting if Tommy were here to comment on it.
Thanks for listening,
we'll get
guys.
Tommy's take. I think he said something about how his librarian used to have gross toes and would only wear sandals. I guess.
Sounds like something.
We might have to cut this part.
What are you
A
gonna do?
librarian wearing sandals. That's so casual. I feel like.
Too casual.
Yeah.
Definitely, you shouldn't have
He's
have
like-
your feet out around kids.
No,
Just
and
not.
if you should do that, then you should blur them. You got to blur your feet.
Blur them in real life.
Yeah. Make those feet into Bigfoot.
All right,
He's
like,
like,
just
I'm
so you
gonna
know, I do
text
smoke
Tommy.
weed, so.
What's your guys'
Yeah, he's not coming back.
Okay.
Oh, didn't even get to say bye.
That was Tommy, everybody.
Did you memorize all the buttons?
No,
I
I
think that
definitely.
necessary. We should put little smiley faces on them. I think we should also change them to farm animal noises.
That's a good idea.
Put a cow, that one goes moo. You put a,
So we
et
want.
cetera.
We're gonna go full baby with the podcast.
Yeah. We're baby. We're not daddy. We're baby.
Yeah.
You ever have to sit your girl down and tell her you're not daddy, you're baby?
Yeah.
You go-
I've had that conversation in every
You go,
relationship.
listen, girl.
Too many times to count.
Listen, girl, I ain't daddy. I'm baby, okay? I've been trying to drop some hints, I have no object permanence. You leave the room, I forget you exist. I shit my pants. You got to change me. I'm baby,
Yeah.
I'm not daddy. That's for sure.
Not daddy.
Well, anywho, yeah, this sounds like we got some pretty epic like boomer neighborhood watch going on here.
Yeah, fuck
this
this
could be
guy.
a very bad situation.
This guy could have went viral.
Yeah.
If this person would have
He'd
took
go
their phone
viral.
out,
Yeah.
he go viral.
Yeah, yep. And of course, we don't know who submitted this, but like, I mean, given the things that do go viral, if it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a black guy who reported this, because that seems to be
no, I
who
don't
people
understand
get upset
why
about
else,
the neighborhood.
Why else would you get mad at someone if holding a bag of food is like the least threatening thing you can be doing?
John's saying that if they were black, he could understand why.
Yeah, why
upset.
else
Like,
would
well,
you?
yeah, I mean, it's a black guy. I'd be mad too.
Hell, I'm mad right now.
I live in Fargo. Come on, man. Where are you coming from?
Yeah, so fuck this asshole. He should definitely apologize. And
We'll get him on the podcast. Have him we'll trick him. We'll say, yeah, we just thought you were really funny.
I think a way to get him to come out would be to like, try and deliver some groceries in his neighborhood. See what happens. I do like. I kind of relate to getting annoyed by people fucking around in your neighborhood, but like delivering stuff. Like there's this car in my neighborhood that just like circles the block doing like 40 miles per hour, and it's like a Charger, so it's super loud. And it's like,
it's also dangerous.
I want-
in the city.
and it's I do have the thought of like, I'm gonna go fucking talk to this guy like and just but then it's like I'm this guy in that situation. It's like coming out in my robe, jar of honey on my hand.
Yep.
Nobody's gonna take me seriously.
And
also-
honey covering your penis.
You'd be like,
I was
sir,
right in the middle of something.
Some of us are busy.
I'm in the backyard, like, keep it down. I'm trying to fuck my honey over here.
just crying.
Yeah, it's I don't know. You can't
Life of a sad clown.
you can't do shit like this.
Pagliacci, whatever the fuck is it. But doctor, I fucked, but dentist, I fucked the jar of honey. There's an old parable where this clown, he goes to see the dentist, and the dentist is like, why, what's wrong? And he's like, I'm so sad, and the dentist goes, well, you got to go see this guy who fucks a jar of honey. And, he starts crying, I'm the guy who fucks a jar of honey.
How do you help yourself in that
Yeah, and I don't even know
situation?
why you would go to a dentist with that problem.
And fucked up teeth. Why else would you go to a dentist?
Is that the Pagliacci story?
Yeah.
He's as sad. He goes to the dentist. And
Well,
then-
no, he goes to psychiatrist.
Oh, and he's like, the psychiatrist is like, you need to go watch this clown.
Yeah, he'll cure your depression. And then he's like, starts weeping. He's like, what's wrong? And he's like, I'm a Pagliacci. I'm a Pagliacci. It's a me, a Mario.
It's me, Pagliacci. But isn't he singing all of this? Isn't Pagliacci
I don't think
opera?
so. I think he's a clown.
Yeah, I know, but I thought the story was an opera.
I don't know.
An opera clown.
You guys ever heard about the fly that goes to the doctor's office with like severe depression? And
no, I never heard
And
about that
leaves
fly.
with diagnosed syphilis.
yeah, it's fucked up. The doctor did some questionable things. But he goes into the doctor's office, and he's just like laying out his life. He's like, my wife, doesn't love me anymore. My kids, they hate me. I look in the mirror, I don't recognize myself at all. I'm just depressed, The doctor goes, well, I understand where you're coming from, but this is a mental health problem. I can't do anything for you. Why did you come see me?
And the fly goes, well, the light was on.
Oh, wait, no.
There we go.
John,
I'm trigger happy now. After the
This is
first
why we
one,
can't have guests.
it's
Guess why we can't have guests?
just like going to everybody in your life, just be like, sorry, you can't come on my podcast. Said John ruined it for everybody.
he wouldn't stop clicking buttons.
Speaking of though, John, you have a new podcast, don't you?
I do, yeah.
You want to talk
Wait,
about
is that
it?
the whole reason you came on our podcast?
It
was
is,
to do
yeah.
Your thing?
100%, yeah.
He's using
Yeah,
this.
John ruined it for everybody. He started talking about his podcast on my podcast. I'm the only host of this podcast.
Now no one
So
wants
that's
to
not-
listen to mine anymore.
Absolutely
he took all my listeners.
And absolutely nobody wants to listen to my spin-off podcast where I fuck a jar of honey with my shirt off the whole
Just
for 3
because he
hours.
plugged his.
And I refuse to do video of the podcast, so it's just the noise. It's basically ASMR.
We're like ASMR, Ass Mister.
Mhm.
You know what that's what that stands for.
Nice
It's
ass, mister.
Ass Mister. And it's just it's a sound bite of a guy from
A
Brooklyn. going,
newsie.
Hey, nice ass,
Extra,
mister.
extra.
Hey, mister!
Mister has nice ass.
But yes, I do have a podcast. It's called Can I Go Home Now with John Kennedy. And I've only
It's
had
about being detained in an airport.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I've only had 2 guests so far, but I don't know. I just kind of have people send in stories. I don't know. I don't know what it is yet, but
You're doing a great job.
I just talk. I'm really dumb, and I just
So we're
talk
getting
on
a
it.
free sample, baby.
I'm
This is
glad
what-
you
I just
came
talk
on.
about things that I think is really funny.
John is actually just going to cut our parts out of this podcast and use his parts
Yeah.
from this podcast. For
Yeah,
his.
actually, can you give us a little taste of what that's gonna sound like?
Yeah, give us a little taste of that ice cream cone.
In 3, 2.
2, 1, go. Check.
All right, so I'd sit down in the chair, and I go, "Hey guys, welcome back to my podcast." What? I'm recording in here. No. No. I'm recording a podcast in here.
Just you screaming no. And, Stop! Stop doing that to me!
You don't know what it is.
Not my knee! No! Oh, God! Oh, fuck! It shouldn't been that way! For 2 hours.
That was cool. I felt like I was there, honestly.
Did you?
That's the best part about podcasting is you feel like you're there.
You ever see the movie Panic Room?
No.
What about Panic Broom? Like, we gotta sweep this, hurry! The boss is gonna be here in 2 minutes.
That's that. You should make your podcast that, John.
Yeah, I think so.
Just make your podcast that.
A
and-
pun, a shitty pun. What about Panic Groom, where he's like, I'm getting married, fuck! I can't believe I'm doing this right now. My
Runaway
whole
Bride.
family's out there.
Runaway Bride, Panic Groom. That's
we go.
the sequel. Yeah, just make your podcast that. It'll do really good.
Yeah. There's really nothing that I like. Like last week, I was just talking about. I had people send in stories about times they wanted to quit their jobs,
Okay.
and then the week before that, I just said a story of when you wanted to go home. Very broad.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Wanting-
you're getting them from Twitter? Is that what's
Yeah, I
happening
usually
here?
post it on my Twitter account.
Wanting to quit your job. What is this? Every Monday?
Oh, I was tempted to go to the soundboard, baby, but we'll keep it with the organic.
I'll go to the
class.
soundboard. I love the soundboards.
Yeah,
You're
John,
going
John,
to-
run and go to the soundboard for me
We
real
are
quick.
taking the soundboard and we are throwing it through a closed window.
I listened to the first couple episodes. Very funny. Good job.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's funnier than
I'm
you
having a
think.
fun time. It's a fun. I feel like I have thoughts in my head that are so dumb, and I'm like, I just want to say it.
Yeah.
So
Can
I'm
you?
just gonna-
I hate to do this again, but can you give us one of those thoughts?
Well, actually,
Well, okay. One thought that I had was like, like the shots that you drink. You take a shot and then you lick salt off your hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you eat a piece of pizza and then lick Parmesan off your hand.
I like that. John, what about? Do you want to? Do you want to?
I don't know.
That was.
Didn't
was
you have
beautiful.
some other
That's
ideas
exactly
that you
what I
wanted
wanted.
to?
Yeah, so I had this idea of an iceberg that warned other icebergs about 9/11.
Oh, cool. That's a good idea.
He's like, yeah, so it's like this plane that went into the World Trade Center.
For the listeners, Ryan has a gun to John's head, and he's making him read this off cue cards. It's like a hostage video.
You know, they say you got to spend money to make money, but they also say that Irish people were slaves too. So gotta be careful.
Tommy does say that quite often. Yeah. That's Tommy's catchphrase.
I was using a gender neutral term for Tommy.
Mm-hmm. They?
Yeah,
good.
You know, they them say they them say you got to spend money to make money.
Yeah. Oh, also, congrats on passing through the to the finals of the
thank you.
Funniest person in Minneapolis last night, John Kennedy, passing to the finals along with Ebenezer Merdasa and Max Chapman.
Well, John, I sincerely hope that you don't get shot in the head. John Kennedy.
I'm Ryan Call, and you've been listening to the Week.
Oh my God!
You son of a bitch!
See, this is why we can't have guests.
Yes.
This is why we can't have anything nice.
So you listen to the pod.
Yeah.
So you've listened.
You know the sign off.
Yeah. I mean, this is gonna be a pod, right? You're gonna release this.
Then. So you're a number one fan.
Yeah, this is gonna be I don't know.
So
we haven't really decided if this is gonna be a podcast yet.
We were thinking of doing a stream, and I don't mean the live stream. I mean like a crick.
I mean, we're gonna
like
piss
a creek
all over each other.
Yeah.
We will.
So you know, you gotta. Times are tough right now.
Mm-hmm.
The world is crazier and kookier than it's ever been. You know, to do stand-up comedy right now, probably irresponsible, probably selfish.
And you're probably going to hell.
Probably going to hell. So just think about that when you think about Grant and John, but not me, because I have never done stand-up comedy in my life. And
God damn it, I never will.
And I never will unless it's on a Zoom show. So the moral of this podcast is if you're going to love it, you can't leave it. And if you're going to leave it, you better love it. I've been Ryan Call. Along with
subscribe to our YouTube and leave us 5 stars.
And while you're at it, why don't you leave yourself 5 stars? You can go to constellation.com and buy a constellation. You can name it after yourself. Oh, you see those lines up in the sky? Probably not, because you live in the city. It's too polluted.
That's a podcast, son.
You got to go to realty.com and find a listing outside of the city limits where you can see all of the stars in the sky. Then you go back to constellation.com, buy your constellation. Oh, look at that. That's named Ryan's eating a jar of honey with his pants off. Oh, that one's named Hitler's Mussolini. Oh, that one's named Big Bag of Pretzels. So go do that.
It's crazy to think about like in history before there was digital entertainment. The only form of entertainment was like a father would take his son out in the wilderness and look up, they would gaze upon the stars and be like, "That's a podcast, son."
Yeah,
and like it was just consolation.
Well, and before
that's how
that,
they made
this
podcasts.
is Xbox.
Yeah.
Before that,
a
father would take his son out into the woods, and they would find a bag of pretzels, and they would eat that bag of pretzels. Until the bag was empty.
Then a tree grows, and that's how you get forests.
And that's how the giving tree was born.
Took my father.
That's how the giving tree killed my dad.
The prequel to the Giving Tree, it's like a horror movie where
Equalizer.
the kid's dad turns into a tree, slowly turns into a tree.
It's like the equalizing tree.
Yeah. All right, this is a rocky ending to a
pretty good podcast.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good episode.
All right.
I'll say this. Last week, I didn't feel that good about it, but then I listened to it, and I was like, we used the soundboard too much. So, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. And, folks, sometimes you just gotta jerk off in a Walmart. For Grant Winkles and Tommy Bear and our wonderful guest, John Fuck Kennedy. That's his middle name is Fuck. Yes. I've been Ryan Call. This has been the We Cool Podcast. Thanks for listening, and we're so sorry.
Good night.
Fucking bye, baby.